Hey guys, Keaton here with a different type of Tengu drop video. While I try my best to produce fun, not so serious types of videos for the channel, I felt this video for this game in particular required a very different approach. I understand that many may not like it and would rather we just blew things up, but I ask that if that is the case, please instead watch another video on the channel. Thank you. Originally, I had planned to cover Depression Quest once it hit Steam, especially after witnessing the events that took place while it was on Steam Greenlight. However, something happened that made me reevaluate my approach to this video. On August 11th, 2014, the world lost beloved actor/comedian Robin Williams in what was reported as an apparent suicide. After struggling with depression, a man that brought so much joy was just gone. And on that day, Zoe Quinn and the team behind Depression Quest had finalized their game for distribution on Steam. And after much deliberation, Quinn and her team decided to go through with the release, and even went so far as to explain the reasoning behind their decisions, which you can find at the link in the description below. Depression Quest is not a typical game. There are no achievements, no scores to beat. As I record this, I've already tried to do a first impressions type of playthrough of the game, but I'm opting to do a video like this instead because my commentary only takes away from what Quinn and her team are trying to do. And that's help the general public understand and educate them on the realities of depression, so that those suffering from depression know they're not alone, so that people without depression can better understand what people with depression go through, so that social stigmas can stop and people who need help can find it without feeling wrong. In my time playing Depression Quest, I constantly found myself assuming a lot, only to realize my perceptions were sometimes off base. At the same time though, there were situations I could relate to. But at the end of the day, Depression Quest exists as a means to help, and though not everyone will see the value in that, if it can help at least just one person, I'd say the time and effort was worth it. Although if I'm being completely honest, I feel like Zoe Quinn got way too much unjustified hate for trying to get Depression Quest greenlit in the first place. For example, although Quinn was accused of using Depression Quest as a way to cash in on other people's misfortunes, Depression Quest is completely free to play. But should you want to pay Quinn and her team for their work, a portion of that will go to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. But at the end of the day, none of this drama should matter anyway. I remember a quote, not well, and I'm not sure where I heard it or if I read it. In fact, it's probably been repeated ad nauseum over history, but the quote was something along the lines of, "Comedians are sometimes the saddest people on earth." And I guess that was true for Robin Williams. You know, it's easy to say after the fact they should have found help, or that they were a good person, or that they seemed normal. But we shouldn't have to talk about these people in past tense after they've gone to the extreme of taking their own lives. I'm not an expert on depression. I don't know or think Depression Quest is or will be the be-all, end-all to the education of depression. But I respect the sentiment. Every day I think about the boy I knew back in high school who ended his own life, and how I can't go back in time to help him reconsider somehow. You know, no one seemed to even know he was depressed. So the day I heard about his suicide was an absolute shock. And it was also the day I never wished myself dead again. And I haven't been down that road ever since. And I feel like in my case, I'm probably lucky. But there are some who aren't, and I can at least hope that Depression Quest helps some of them. But as I said, this is not a traditional game, but I highly recommend everyone play through it, if anything, to help recognize signs of depression and to better empathize with those who are depressed. So to Zoe Quinn, Patrick Lindsay, and Isaac Shankler, thank you for making and sharing Depression Quest. If you yourself are suffering from depression or know someone who is suffering from depression, please find help, because there is help, there are people who will listen, and things can get better, as cliche as that may sound. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!